Hey flower friend, it's Kara from Blooming Joy Flower Co. and I thought I would take you along with me today as I move some of my daffodil. And a lot of them are still in bloom, yes. So it's currently April. A lot of my late blooming daffodil are still looking beautiful, but many of them have started to fade. I personally like to move my daffodil when I can still see them. If you read online, they say the ideal time is after the foliage has yellowed and kind of died down, but honestly, I can't find them after a while. And I prefer to move them when I can still see them, and sometimes even move them when they're still in bloom, so I can put them in other areas where I may have other daffodil colors in bloom and I want to mix and match and have different daffodils. So I'm going to take you along with me as I dig up a few clumps. I'm going to show you how I divide them and then how I plant them back into a field for a very naturalistic look. These are not going in a manicured garden bed. They're going into a grassy field just like this one. We are going to dig up this clump right here. Now, there's a few reasons why you would want to dig up a daffodil clump. One, if you are seeing that your daffodils are just not putting out as many blooms, your daffodil bulbs may have multiplied so much that they're just having a hard time blooming now. And you can fix that by digging them up, dividing them, and replanting them. Also, another reason why you would want to dig your daffodil up is if you just want to move them, and that is my case today. I am currently moving this little patch into this field right back there. It has many daffodil, and I just feel like these daffodil need to be in that field, and it has a very naturalistic look. When I am digging up daffodil, I make sure that I dig really wide around the plant first because I don't want to pierce any of the bulbs. All right, and then what I do is I just kind of try to peel back some of the grass that doesn't need to come with me. Okay. And then I just kind of pull it and I see what comes apart. So we have our nice big daffodil clump. There is some bulbs that came off that clump. You can see this is 2 daffodil bulbs. Okay, so I just start kind of peeling away some of the dirt. Give it a good little shake. And I gently find the bulb and I break it off. If I have 2 bulbs together like this, I will leave this together. This is the mom and the little baby bulb. After dividing that clump, I ended up with 20 daffodil bulbs. We have 20 daffodil bulbs from that tiny little clump. Daffodil bulbs really multiply over the years. One thing I will do is if I have any flowers that are left on the daffodil bulb, I will just tear off the flower because I don't really want this daffodil bulb to go to seed. I want it to focus its energy on the roots. And it's also really important that you leave daffodil foliage on for as long as possible. You really want this foliage to turn yellow, even brown, and die back. And it can take 6 weeks or so. And the reason for that is all of this foliage, when it dies down, it is going down into this bulb and giving the bulb energy so it can bloom beautifully next year. All right, so now that I have my bulbs, I'm gonna immediately replant these. So let's go to my daffodil field and replant them. All right, so let's replant these daffodils. This is one of my daffodil fields that I have on my farm. And you can see all the taller foliage right here is all daffodils that were in bloom this year. And I am going through, and in the grassy patch areas, for one, this morning, I went through with my push mower and mowed the grassy patch areas so it would make digging a little easier. And I am replanting all of these daffodil bulbs right in the ground. And when you replant these daffodil bulbs, it's pretty normal for the foliage to flop over. That's normal. Just give them a good drink of water and nature will eventually fix itself. How I like to replant daffodil when I am in a big field like this and I want the naturalistic look, I just dig a hole. Actually, I'm not even digging a hole. What I'm doing is I'm putting my shovel in and I'm going as deep as the shovel will go, and I'm not even taking out all the ground. Just push it forward like this, and I come back through with 2 or 3 daffodil, depending on how big they are. And I am putting them in right behind the shovel. Taking the shovel out, taking my foot, putting the soil back on top. Voila, daffodils are planted. All right, let me show you up close. All right, so I have my shovel like that, and then I just take my daffodil bulbs, stick them down, 1, 2, 3. I really like to give them a few inches so they can multiply. And then when you take out the shovel, this is what it looks like. Put the grass back on top. And this foliage will eventually die back down into the bulb, and the bulbs will be deep enough where they need to be planted to bloom next year. You don't want the bulbs too close to the surface or they may not bloom well. All right, that's how I dig up and divide my daffodil. A few down, several hundred more to go. Thanks for watching.